With your permission, pleasant morning to one and all. On this beautiful Friday morning, I consider myself privileged to be welcoming you all to the inaugural session of this two-day online international workshop on artificial intelligence and law, organized by the Center for Artificial Intelligence and Law, CALE, in association with the Legal Research Center, Pune, set up at Bharati Vidyapeeth deemed to be University, New Law College, Pune. To grace this momentous occasion, ladies and gentlemen, we have with us Honorable Mr. Justice A. Muhammad Mustaq, Judge, Kerala High Court. Sir, on behalf of the entire New Law College family, I welcome you to this workshop. Blessing us with her august presence is a constant source of support, Dr. Bhagyashree Deshpande, in charge principal, New Law College, Pune. We also have with us Dr. Sapna Sukrit Dev and Dr. Sagar Shelke Patil, heads of the illustrious Legal Research Center set up at New Law College. Joining this team and guiding us is Dr. Aman Mishra, Member, Advisory Board, CALE. I welcome you all to the inaugural session of this two-day online international workshop on artificial intelligence and law. I also extend a warm welcome to the faculty members, other invitees, members of the legal fraternity, and our very enthusiastic participants. CALE was set up with the dedicated focus of establishing a multidisciplinary platform for research and allied activities in the fields of artificial intelligence and law. With its dedicated focus on the interplay of artificial intelligence and law, CALE is a unique setup amongst the law colleges in India, making it a forerunner in this nascent field. Against rising acceptance in the profession of law globally, it has been seen that AI is yet to sufficiently penetrate the legal field in India. There is also an absence of specific legislation dealing with artificial intelligence. It is against this backdrop that CALE and the Legal Research Center set out on this futuristic endeavor to initiate discussion and create awareness on the interplay of artificial intelligence and law. Through this workshop, we aim at encouraging comprehensive research on the interplay of the fields of artificial intelligence and law, disseminating information regarding the legal implications of artificial intelligence, and most importantly, encouraging students in developing a deeper understanding of artificial intelligence and associated opportunities in the field of law. May I now request
प्रॉब्लेम काय
Dr.
आहे टायटल
Bhagyashree
तुमचा
Deshpande.
तुझा फोटो माझा फोटो दिसतोय ना तो डबल दिसतोय दोन वेळा ते येते पण प्रॉब्लेम होतोय का
Good morning, everyone. Revati ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. I'm so sorry. There was some technical error. Could I just request you again, Dr. Bhagyashree Deshpande, in charge principal, New Law College, Pune, to kindly deliver the welcome address. Ma'am, please.
Yes, thank you, Revati, so much. Good morning, one and all. Bharati Vidyapeeth, deemed to be university, was established by Honorable Dr. Patanrao Ji Kadam. This university is unique and outstanding. Our beloved Chancellor, Honorable Dr. Shivajirao Kadam, and our Honorable Secretary and Pro-Vice Chancellor, Honorable Dr. Vishwajit Kadam, who is also the Minister of Maharashtra State for Social Justice, have guided us on our successful journey. Bharati Vidyapeeth, New Law College, is consistently ranked among the top 10 law colleges in India. It is the unique and classic feature of this New Law College to not only indulge into the theoretical aspects of the legal concepts, but to put them to practical application. CALE is one of these centers. Today, we are in the era of the artificial intelligence, and to bring out the various aspects, dimensions, limits, feasibility, applicability, and the utility of artificial intelligence, this workshop has been enunciated. So CALE has done a wonderful job by organizing this particular workshop, which is one of its kind. And I'm sure this workshop is going to be very informative and interesting. We have this two-day workshop, and without further ado, because we have none other than our Lordship to address the first session, that is the inaugural session. So I hand over to Revati to continue with the session.
Thank you, ma'am. It is your vision that continues to navigate this endeavor through the tides. To begin this 2 day journey of exploring the various challenges and facets of AI, we have with us the august presence of Honorable Mr. Justice A. Muhammad Mustaq, Judge, Kerala High Court. A native of Kannur, Lordship obtained his law degree from VB College of Law, Udupi, and LLM from MG University in Labour Law. Lordship holds to his name a diverse background of practice in civil, commercial, constitutional, administrative service, criminal, telecommunication, IP, and IT laws. Lordship has also served as a faculty member for training on mediation with Indian Institute of Arbitration and Mediation, a panel arbitrator of ICADR and IIAM, and as a member of the International Institute of Space Law and Indian Society of International Law. Rightly recognized as a champion of the legal tech innovation movement and the man heading the digital innovation of the Kerala High Courts, Lordship has been vocal about the utilization of AI in the field of law. Lordship, in an interview, stated that artificial intelligence is definitely the next big thing in the field of law. Despite paucity of time in his very busy schedule, Lordship did not turn down our invitation and made time to be here today. Lordship, it is said that anything well begun is half done. And I believe we cannot have a better beginning to this particular event than listening to your path-breaking thoughts on artificial intelligence. May I now very humbly request you, Lordship, to address the gathering and declare the workshop as inaugurated. Lordship, please.
Good morning to all. Thank you, Revati, for a nice introduction about me. Thank you, Dr. Bhageshri, the principal in charge, my good friend Aman Mishra. I deem it considered as an extended part of an extended family of New Law College. My association is dated back, I think, 4 years back. I came a couple of occasions there. So whenever Aman Mishra asked me to be part of any program, I never refuse. So even New Law College asked me, I can't refuse also. Well, I congratulate the entire team behind organizing this international workshop on artificial intelligence for 2 days. That would clearly show that the enthusiasm of the faculty members to accept new changes, new challenges. This mindset is we required today. Unfortunately, one of the reasons we are lagging behind, in the legal field, for the reason that we never want to bring changes. We are always at a kind of aversion to the changes, especially the lawyer community. Of course, mindset should start to prepare for the changes from the law schools or law university where they study, so that they can make a big changes when they enter into legal profession. Because the legal profession will give a lot of opportunity for them to change, to affect changes. Well, you know that as Ravati questioned that we have a paucity of time because the court starts at 10:15. But still, I need to deliberate you on the certain aspects related to AI and law. For centuries, human thought of having a logical conclusion of every actions and thought process. If you look at the Greek philosophers, starting with Plato and Aristotle, they always focused on logical ideas and they bring to conclusion. They're not deliberated upon the ends, but on the means. If you read Nicomachean Ethics of Aristotle, he speaks about means, and he says that we need to deliberate on means, not ends. Today's algorithm, the very foundation of artificial intelligence, is basically in are with this thought process. So in physical motor system, we try to create a system based on a logical thought process and rational ideas. The days of the big data, we are re-attempting to create a system through the machines to bring logical conclusions, what is good for the mankind. So approaches is, as far as artificial is concerned, is thinking humanly and acting humanly, thinking rationally, acting rationally. It has all elements of the system of all elements of the different fields which we apply in the universe, whether it be philosophy, whether it be mathematics, whether it be economics, whether it be cognitive psychology. These all system makes up the today's artificial intelligence and computational engineering. So human, all the centuries, try to create machines to act. But today we are in the phase machines creates human to act. So the kind of the big shift, are we prepared or not, is a big question. Perhaps webinar like this will lead to us think about such changes. Now, the three aspects which I would like to know, because you're all students and academics, the focus area of artificial in relation to law are: one, use in the existing system, so enhance efficiency of the existing system, where the law has an important role to play. Second, using the artificial intelligence transformative characters, which we do not either to experience, make it changes through the. Third is a dealing with the specific legal issues. Now, when I'm talking about today's law schools and law university, unfortunately, the university administrators or the deemed university administrators have a limited role in formulating their own curriculum, because know that they have been dictated through the Bar Council of India. We need a change, a revolution in our education system in the advent of technology. It is time for us to think about having an interdisciplinary courses, law and technology, being studied together, because that is only through the process we can create changes. Perhaps academic body also need to initiate such steps for interdisciplinary courses, even cross-disciplinary courses. Law, the technology cannot advance without support to law. Law cannot also advance without support of technology. That must be the realization for all of us. Now I'll refer to the three aspects which I just referred. Government of India also is initiating steps. Niti Aayog, they're focusing on certain area of healthcare, education, agriculture, transportation, and creating a smart cities using AI. So this is areas where the government is focusing for use of artificial intelligence. And Supreme Court also initiated steps for use of artificial intelligence. Presently, the two programs we are working on, one is called SUPAS, is a Supreme Court portal for assistance in court efficiency. It's basically a process, the program which will extract facts like date, time of occurrence of event, etc. This is basically for the use of judges. So instead of browsing through the volumes of pages, judges can, in a tip of hand, can get all the facts from a digitized records. Once the machine learning process is familiarized with the judges can get all the details with the tip of hands. Whatever for example, in criminal cases, There will be a lot of facts. What PW has spoken about a particular incident. What is the date of occurrence of the event? Who turned as an hostile? So instead of browsing through the entire file, judges can easily use this program to familiarize with facts. So this will give an aid to the existing system. Similarly, Supreme Court is also working on Vidik Anuvad software. It's called SUVAS. It's a translation tools to translate from English to vernacular language and vice versa. And third, as of areas focusing on motor accident tribunal cases over the interoperable system involving multi-stakeholders. So the moment the police register the case, it goes to the tribunal. It also goes notice goes to the insurance. Then all the details like driving license, because there is a driving license, like details of the motor vehicles can be fetched by the system itself, program itself, because that is available. Vahan, like a software called Vahan, because entire database is available. So once this is implemented, calculation of the compensation also easy, because it's all predetermined factors. There are judgments and there are factors which be taken into account for the calculation. So the victim will get easily, the victim or the relatives will get compensation with the simplest and most efficient and the most expedient manner. So these are three areas where the code is working on. Now I come back to my earlier point, which I was referring to you, how law can be related to the artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is fundamentally works on data. Data is fed into machines or programs. That's what we call as a big data, because data is available across the globe. And constructing the data in a structured way is the role of artificial intelligence, to bring a logical conclusion of those data. Now, three aspects which I related to and referred to earlier is using one is using an existing system, like I referred the program now, which Government of India has initiated, like healthcare, education, etc., where it would really be an impetus to enhance the efficiency of the existing system. Of course, there may be issues related to law, but nevertheless, in a physical, it can be the use of AI maybe can be adjusted within the laws available in the physical motor system. Otherwise, which we handle all kind of issues in the physical motor system. But I just like to emphasize on the second aspect, which may be more interesting for the law students. The transformative character of AI, where we need a lot of research. The AI, tomorrow's world would depend upon how we will be able to use AI in a transformative way. What is I mean by transformative means? For the simplest example, I'll give you what Uber did. You know that what Uber did, it created a simple platform for automotive, and through all the taxis in the world network together in one algorithm, and their activities are being controlled through this software. So it is revolutionized our use of taxis. Similarly, there are many areas where technology can be used, adapted in transformative way, for which sometime we may require the aid of law. Now, one area where we need to focus, I always stress on this when I was there and I came for a lecturing on private international law way back in 3 or 4 years back. I emphasized the importance of private international law. Now, there are many areas where many aspects of our transactions are involved having a element of having a foreign element. So that can be only streamlined through development of private international law. You just look at the issues related to the crypto currencies. It rough weather, not because of there is a deficiency in the technologies, but for the rest, there is a lack of law governing the use of crypto currency, like Bitcoin. So when the technologists made attempted to make use Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, they never thought of having the support of law. Had they thought of law in prior to the entering to the venturing upon making such a technology, you would have a smooth run. So lack of technology, lack of law, in fact, delay your entire process related to technology. There are enough scope for a lawyers, a legal community to develop legal instruments, which may have a application in different countries and across the world, the globe. So that can be put into use only with the aid of law. So each country has to accept the norms governing the transaction. That is only possible through the private international instruments. So technology to become a transformative, it requires support of law. Perhaps our inquiry must be directed against developing such instruments, international instruments applicable to all countries. I don't think any country would resist for acceptance if it is good for all. So it is for us to venture upon and conduct research in areas of private international law, so has to make it applicable to all nations for use of technology. In fact, when I came there 4 years back, I told about you developing instruments like the power of attorney acceptable to all countries using this technology, the simplest way of maintaining a register. So one can verify whether this is a credibility of power of attorney. Similarly, like a marriage register, foreign marriage registers, whether a person who's a foreign person, national, is marrying or coming to our country or any other country is having a single status or not, would be verified through this marriage register. So one marriage registers for entire world. It is possible, but we need support of law. So artificial intelligence requires support of law, without which it cannot grow. So to become its transformative, having a character of transformative, it requires support of law. So therefore, you need to put a lot of effort on making research on private international law. Perhaps you can also think about starting in a center for private international law alongside of artificial intelligence. You have already initiated steps on the right direction, but that direction should be well equipped, and there should be some kind of research on areas with like in a private international. This is the second take. The third aspect is most prominent is the legal issues. You are facing issues of privacy, unequal dissemination of data, And we are also likely to face a lot of issues within the constitutional scheme. Our constitution is we can't change our constitution. There are certain ethos and principles proclaimed in our constitutions. How to adjust the changes within the constitution is a big challenges for legal community. The privacy is a key issue now, as you all know, you are all experienced now. There is hue and cry about the use of the WhatsApp. WhatsApp to collect your data. You know what is happening now? Every machine, when I speak in this platform, the machine can read my mind. Machine also can read the mind of Revati and Bhagyashree and your attitudes. Machine today can also manipulate. The data is disseminated through the online platform can also overturn even democratically elected government. Misinformation also can be disseminated through it. My taste, my orientations is captured by the machine. If you Google and search something, next time you will find what you are searching is popped up in social media like Facebook. So machine already understood what you are searching for. If you are searching for a shirt or jeans or a dress in the Google, just look at when you browse the Facebook, it will pop up there, the advertisement. So machine start reading you. Now it can have a serious impact upon all the values we proclaim in our constitution. So the threat like making us a relevant class. The great philosopher Yuval Harari, in a speech in the World Economic Forum, predict about a class called a jobless class or irrelevant class. Not because they are unfit to do any job. It is only for the reason that what they learned for years and years and what they gained through the experience become all irrelevant on account of advent of technology. For example, if a driver who was driving a taxi for 50 years, 30 years and earning a bread suddenly become irrelevant on account of driverless cars. Driverless class is controlled by single algorithm through a network. He become irrelevant. Many lawyers in the US, young lawyers who gives legal opinions, have become rendered jobless because of software start giving legal opinion. The convergence of infotech, biotech may also pose a lot of issues related to health. My body, my psychology can be diagnosed from US or some other country through the machines if I put a chip in my brain. The convergence of biotech and infotech likely to revolutionize and this scenario related to health and other related areas. If a doctor in America start diagnosing my disease and prescribe the prescription, its accountability is a serious issue under a law. So there are a lot of threat. Technology can't use of technology can't be restricted within the territorial sphere of a country. It goes around across the globe. So it throws up a lot of challenges within and outside. And these legal issues relating to this require deeper considerations. Privacy-related issues, the socio-cultural impact which likely to create on account of use of such technology requires consideration, and many more. Perhaps the researchers like in your faculty or in your students alone can address this kind of issues. So these three areas should be a focus. As I said earlier, one, enhancing existing system. Second, using it as a transformative. Third, addressing the legal issues, the potential threat that likely to emerge from the use of technology. So your focus should be on three areas. There is advantage like of use of AI, like people have more access to the code. People can have a redressal of the grievances. The people are living in a remote area which they don't have access. They can speak to a machine, their natural languages, and machine will translate their issues. There are advantages like that. But for us to streamline entire activities related to artificial intelligence, we need to have a very broad foundational basis for development of law so as to sustain all technological advancement now being attempted. So with this word, I just conclude, and I formally inaugurate this program and wish entire team all success, and hope your faculty, your institution will have a very vibrant people like Revati and others to develop the center on artificial intelligence. Of course, you don't forget about focusing on private international law alongside with artificial intelligence. Thank you, one and all. Jai Hind. Have a good day.
Thank you, Lordship.
Thank you, sir. I believe I speak for everybody.
When I say that your address has set our minds in motion and introduced us to so many unexplored aspects of harnessing artificial intelligence for the field of law. We are hopeful of making a substantial impact in bringing about discussion on the same by taking your ideas forward, Lordship. Lordship, I'm also very pleased to tell you that the college has already established a department for research in international law. The department is committed to making contributions towards the progressive development of international law, initially through legal research and subsequently by organizing knowledge generating activities. We hope to bring your vision to a reality to this through this department, Lordship.
Thank you.
With this, we come to the end of the inaugural session of this two-day online international workshop on artificial intelligence in law. May I take this opportunity to thank our chief guest, Honorable Mr. Justice A. Mohammad Mustaq, Judge, Kerala High Court, for having taken out time and gracing us with his august presence and brilliant ideas. I also thank our beloved principal, Dr. Bhagyashree Deshpande, for having helped us bring this event to realization. I also place on record my word of thanks to Dr. Sapna Dev, Dr. Sagar Shelke, and Dr. Aman Mishra for their guidance and support. And lastly, but most importantly, to the participants for their enthusiasm and interest towards the event. Lordship, with your permission, may I just request all the participants to turn their video on so that we can have a quick photograph, Lordship.
Where is Aman has gone? Not to be
Lordship,
seen.
Aman is just here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Lordship. Thank you, one and all. We shall begin with session one after a quick break of 10 minutes. I look forward to seeing you all for session one of the 2-day online international workshop on artificial intelligence and law. We'll be back very soon, everybody. Thank you so much.